Can failure be your fast track to financial independence? Did you know that most millionaires have failed at least 3.8 times before achieving significant financial success? That's right. The people we admire most for their wealth often failed their way to the top. So today, I'm asking, can failure actually propel you towards financial independence faster than playing it safe? If you've been following my journey, particularly the episode about building passive income, you know I started with limited capital after a divorce. While many people see that as a fortunate position, I quickly realized it wasn't going to secure my future. The biggest obstacle most of us face isn't a lack of opportunities, it's fear of failure. We're afraid to invest in property, start that side business, or make a career change because what if it doesn't work out? This fear leads us to what I call analysis paralysis, overthinking every possible outcome until you do absolutely nothing. And doing nothing, that's the surest way to guarantee that you'll never achieve financial freedom. I remember standing at a crossroads myself. The safe option was to just park the money in a savings account or buy a comfortable place of residence. But instead, I decided to sign up for a real estate mentoring program, taking a risk on education that many would consider unnecessary. In the previous episode, I shared the details of my property investment journey. What I haven't emphasized enough is how each of these experiences, especially the ones that didn't go according to plan, shaped my understanding of wealth creation. Even our most recent project taught us invaluable lessons when our builder went into liquidation. We were encouraged on several occasions to sell the unfinished project and cut our losses. The voices of doubt were persistent and loud. Had we listened and sold, we would have lost over $300,000, not to mention the future potential income. But something deep inside me kept whispering that there was a way through this maze. The sleepless nights were countless. Each morning brought a new crisis to solve. Negotiations with our insurance company that moved at a glacial pace, contractors who wouldn't touch our half-finished project, banks that suddenly became hesitant about financing. Every solution seemed to unravel into 3 new problems. But we decided to push through. We approached each hurdle not as a roadblock, but as a puzzle to solve. We leveraged relationships built through previous investments. We became creative with our financing, and we learned to communicate with tradespeople in their language. And in the end, this project that everyone said to abandon now generates 9 separate income streams. The property that was once our greatest source of stress has become one of our most reliable assets. This wasn't just a financial victory. It was a triumph of persistence, problem solving, and a refusal to accept failure as final. I'm not alone in learning from failures. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That mindset is essential for achieving financial independence. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he co-founded, but he used that experience to found Pixar and eventually returned to Apple, leading it into unprecedented heights. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on welfare when she started writing Harry Potter. Her manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers before finding success, and today she's one of the wealthiest women in the world. What these stories teach us is that failure isn't the end. It's often just the beginning of something better. What I've learned is that most transformative moments in any financial journey often comes when you're facing what seems like an insurmountable challenge. For me, those moments have repeatedly offered a choice: retreat to safety or push forward into the unknown. And every time I've chosen to push forward, despite the fear, despite the uncertainty, I've emerged stronger, wiser, and ultimately wealthier. This doesn't mean blindly persisting with bad investments. It means having the wisdom to learn from your setbacks, the courage to adapt your approach, and the resilience to keep moving forward. The biggest lesson I've learned is that failure isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace as part of the journey. Each setback contains a seed of future success if you're willing to learn from it. I've come to understand that long-term wealth creation is about accumulation, not trading. While you might need to actively trade in the early days to build up your working capital, sustainable wealth comes from steadily building and holding quality study assets over time. As Jim Rohn wisely said, formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. My failures have been my greatest teachers in this self-education process. Awareness has been the key to change. When you become aware of what's not working, you can pivot your strategy and try something new. That awareness only comes when trying, failing, and learning. Here are 5 practical ways to reframe failure on your path to financial independence. 1. Start small. Test your investment strategies with amounts that you can afford to lose while you're learning. 2. Document your failures. Keep a failure journal where you write down what went wrong and what you learned from each experience. 3. Diversify your approach. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. My journey has expanded from just property to include other investment vehicles as well. Number 4. Find a community. Surround yourself with others on the same path who can provide perspective when you're facing setbacks. Number 5. Find a mentor. This has been absolutely crucial in my journey. Having someone who's walked the path before you can help you avoid the worst pitfalls and provide guidance when you encounter failure. My mentors haven't just taught me strategy, they've helped me develop the mindset necessary to persevere through the challenges. When everyone else was telling me to quit on that liquidation project, my mentors saw the potential and helped me find a way through. A good mentor doesn't just celebrate your successes, they help you extract the valuable lessons from your failures. Each failure has brought me closer to true financial freedom. The path to financial independence isn't a straight line. It's filled with twists and turns and yes, failures. But when you view these failures as valuable learning experiences rather than devastating setbacks, they can actually accelerate your journey. For additional resources, be sure to check out the show notes where I've linked helpful templates like my financial fitness tracker and financial terms glossary. If you're new to my channel or returning for some fresh insights, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Until next time, I'm Christine. Thank you for committing to a life of freedom and abundance through financial literacy. Oh, before you go, have you experienced a financial setback that's ultimately taught you something valuable? Share your story in the comments below. And if you found this episode helpful, please subscribe and share it with some people who might benefit from reframing their relationship with failure. Till next time, bye for now.